You must have been pretty tiny as a child.
Where'd that come from?
What the hell was
A tiny
that?
dwarf.
Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. In the last episode, we were dealing with the companion quest and we're obviously going to continue on with that storyline. We did Tosh and Harding and we got somewhere with Tosh and also with Harding. More surprisingly so that like how much of Harding's backstory is affecting her, and hopefully I made the right choice of her not letting her give in to the anger, which I don't know what the consequences of that is, but I just feel like Harding is not that kind of person. I know she's mad, she's upset, disappointed, I feel for her, but I know deep down that's not who she actually is. So I feel like I made the right decision in not letting her let the anger control her. But anyway, we're gonna continue on and see what the other companions are up to. Okay, I got Lucanus's quest by accident because I was playing off camera and then I ran into him. So he said that he's got some information about Ilario and I really want to continue his quest, so let's see what's going on over here.
You found something? About Ilario?
Possibly.
What do you mean, possibly? You have something or you don't?
It's Caterina.
We don't know that for certain.
What?
Tell me.
I've got my eyes on Villa della Morte. One of them brought back one of Caterina's rings.
It had been thrown out with the trash. Ilario would never do that. He'd at least pawn it somewhere.
Possibly a message, because like that's a little sloppy, and especially for a crow, so I'm gonna say it's a message.
You think Caterina threw the ring away as a message that she's inside the house?
Yeah.
Her opal ring. Lucanis, you know what that means.
She gave that ring to my mother. It was the mark of her favor. House Veilguard killed my parents and sent it back to Caterina to demand she surrender the seat of First Talon. She's alive. Ilario, you idiot.
We need more eyes in the villa to say for certain.
Ilario would tear the city apart searching if he'd lost this. How could she be alive? What is he thinking? How am I supposed to deal with this?
Oh
We
my
need to
God.
plan a rescue. The sooner we get Caterina out of there, the better.
It could be a trap. We have to deal with Ilario first.
He could still kill her if we move against him. Maker knows what's in his head.
V, you're too pessimistic for your own good. Reason with him, Lucanis.
I thought I had a clear shot at my
Reason with him?
target. What if I go after him and get Caterina killed? Help us.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say shout out to Lucanus. I feel bad for this man. You know, I'm starting to understand why this dude is freaking out every time we're going somewhere. The most notable one is when we were at Weishaupt and he was like crashing out the entire time. I get why. This man is so stressed his life is falling apart. He gets out of prison and guess what? The world's ending. I'd be freaking out too. Like, what the hell is this? So him constantly getting mad, I get it. And the fact that it's your own damn cousin, the one that you're very close to. Because, like, the way that Lucanus treats Ilario is, like, he's, like, his brother. So it's insane that this is happening. And more so, specifically with Spite, I don't think Spite is, like, inherently a bad demon. I know that makes no sense because, generally speaking, demons in Dragon Age have really bad intentions. We've seen a lot of possessions. Example, Anders. I know that I keep talking about Anders, but Anders, when he was possessed by Justice, he let Justice in, but then it started manifesting into like all this hate because of Anders. Anders had initial hate for the Templars and what they were doing for mages, so that transferred into Justice, and Justice being Justice wanted to get revenge for all of this. Now, in terms of like having Spite in Lucanus, I feel like it's such an interesting decision if it was Ilario who put Spite into Lucanus. So somebody commented and told me that if you go to the Hall of Valor and you see Sir Rowan, he actually calls Spite determination, because I was wondering what was the counterpart of Spite, because generally speaking every demon has a counterpart if we look at Solus, but he's originally a wisdom spirit. So Spite is originally a determination spirit, which again, honestly makes sense. If we're looking at the facts right now, Ilario seems to be jealous of Lucanus, and Lucanus is a very skilled assassin, a skilled crow, and he wants to use him as a weapon. And I was trying to think, why put spite in Lucanus? Spite, you do things out of spite in terms of like jealousy, revenge, anger, right? All these three things. Considering what we have been told so far, and like what we found out through Emmrich when we were doing with the body and stuff of Zara, he's jealous of Lucanus. And it's like, I think he thinks that if he puts spite into him, he can use all that anger that he has and channel it through Lucanus to make him like a weapon of his choice, because he's obviously controlling him with blood magic. But I find this a little bit ironic, because does he not realize, if that was his plan, you're not harboring the demon. The demon is harboring from Lucanus's emotion, not your emotions. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's Ilario, his emotion of feeling spite, it's supposed to flow with him. Like how Justice and Anders were like one together. This is not the same thing, so I don't understand how this is supposed to work. It makes sense why Spite wants to get the hell out of Lucanus, because he kept saying, I want to go, I want to leave. And usually demons are like, hey, I have a body now, I'm gonna stick around. You know what I mean? Like they're not really fighting the fact, they're fighting for control over the body. Spite so far has shown me he wants to get out of Lucanus. So that means he's not really meant to be in there, which again makes sense because Lucanus is not a mage. But this whole thing of like having spite in him, I don't think Ilario realizes what he's doing. You're projecting onto Lucanus, which is stupid. You're not going to get anywhere with that. And this is why I want to keep talking to Spite. And people in the Veilguard are like, don't talk to him, you shouldn't question a demon. Listen, we need to talk to this guy, because he doesn't want to be there anyway. So I feel like we do need to talk. I think there is reasoning with Spite. I know Lucanus ironically said there's no reasoning with, he's not learning, he's called Spite. But genuinely speaking, determination, if he comes from a determination spirit, determination is not always a bad thing, so I feel like we need to talk to him and try to reason with Spite. I think it's possible. Okay, I'm gonna ask how.
What do you need?
He'll listen. He always listens to you. Come.
Huh?
What did you do? Is this the Fade? It seems different. It isn't like those fragments of Solus's past in the crossroads either.
This is back where
Lucanus
he was
is
in
here.
prison.
Always. Behind locked doors. I can't break through.
All right. Let's go get him.
His mind is always stuck in his prison cell.
All of this utterly useless.
Caliban? The hell?
I know this place. It's the ossuary. The prison we freed Lucanus from.
Freed? No. We've always been here.
Right. It's not the real ossuary, but it doesn't seem like a memory either. Lucanus is in here somewhere, right? He's... what, where they kept his blood?
Yes. Go there. But the locks everywhere. I can't touch them.
How do I get past the locks?
Hang
Turn
on.
myself into a mouse? Fight a bunch of giant spiders?
By getting past the guards. It's a prison.
Right.
Thanks,
What was I
Spider.
thinking?
Don't be sassy with me, you asshole. But this honestly makes so much sense for his personality. Think about it. He keeps shutting himself away. He's still shutting himself to the point where he thinks he's still in prison. And that's traumatic. He's been here for a year. So that's why I said I understand why he's not opening up to Rook or literally anyone else in the Inquisition, in the Veilguard. He doesn't want to because he's afraid. And like, if I were to take my backstory of Lara, she was a slave before. She knows what it's like to be imprisoned by somebody having control over your life. It took her a really, really long time to where she could escape anyway. And the reason why she felt safe with the crows is because she finally got the power to like take back her life. So for Lucanus, I feel like it's the same thing. He needs control over his life, and he's stuck right now because he doesn't have control over his life. First of all, the world's ending, and he has a demon that's attached to him that he did not ask for. And they both want out, actually, which is funny because like normally the demons don't want out, they want to stay. Okay, let's see what we can find him. So he's locked behind a door, or locked behind somewhere is what Spite is saying. It opened. Okay.
Still fighting. Tiresome. There's no point, you know. Nothing awaits you anymore. You're long dead.
Oh my god. I feel bad. Yeah, because like how are you gonna get over this trauma? And especially as a crow, because crows are known for handling things themselves, because that's what they are as their job. You have an assignment, you just do it. You don't complain, you don't ask for help, you just do it. And this comes from Lucanus's personality too, where he's just like, this is my job, I have to deal with it. So in his mind, this is my trauma, I have to deal with it. And this is why he doesn't want to open up to Rook. Oh, I want to give him a hug. I feel really bad. Lucanus' cell. Okay.
Nobody's here.
Of course not. Rook can't be here.
Me? Why not?
You open doors. You don't close them.
He doesn't want to show his true self. He's scared. Like he when he tried to kiss me, he didn't want to kiss Lara because he didn't want to get involved. That means him being vulnerable with someone and he can't do it. Dude, I understand you. I really do. I can't believe people are saying his romance is like not good just because he's not like Astarion or something like that. That's kind of like weird, because Astarion's romance in Baldur's Gate 3 was about him having trauma too. I don't understand how people don't see the correlation. Maybe that's why I also like Lucanus, because I see that similarity too. I have a thing for like broken characters. It's pretty obvious. Like, I really enjoy those characters because I feel like they have the most potential to become something better. And yeah, Lucanus is just struggling. I can't believe people don't understand that.
Katerina was first done. This is Crow business. We can handle it.
Dude, when I see Ilario, I'm punching you in the face.
Ah, yes, the Crow. You will learn to regret your crimes against the Venatori.
She gave me that ring. She gave that ring to my mother. It was the mark of her favor. House Veilguard killed my parents and sent us back to Katarina. So few of us left. Okay, let me see if there's any other notes. I don't know if there was other notes in the other places. I might have missed. Oh, what the hell? Oh, is that the? Oh, that's the grandma. That's the grandma. Hang on. But we're more like brothers. Katarina took us in. All we had left. Yeah, he's betrayed. He's absolutely pissed off that he did this, and I don't blame him, cause like he thinks of Ilario like his brother. What if I go after him and get Katarina killed? All I have left. He's scared. He's scared of losing the only family he has left, his grandma and his cousin. That's it. And yeah, this is traumatic because he lost his damn parents at a young age. Hang on, is there any other notes before I talk to you? Did I look at this? Okay, yeah. I looked at this. Hang on. Oh my god.
Rook, did you forget our deal? You were to bring my grandson back to me.
I did?
You brought me an abomination.
Oh, that's gonna break my heart. Lucanus doesn't think he's good enough anymore. Like, he thinks he's broken. Like, because he's held at a higher regard. They think of him as the demon of Byzantium, right? He has this title and he's very famous amongst the crows. We saw that. Everybody looks up to Lucanus. This is adding to why Ilario is so jealous of him. But like, she's shown as this like perfect person. Oh my god, I totally understand. I'm the eldest child. I talked about this before, and I talked about with Tasha's quest, how I felt like I had to be perfect, you know, with my parents and stuff, because they expected so much of me, them being immigrants and everything like that. But this, holy crap, this, I understand where he's coming from. You do all these things well, and like everyone praises you, and then something bad happens to you, and now it's like you think to yourself, this thing that's happening to me, it's gonna affect how I am. Example, the demon, obviously it can take over Lucanus's body at any point, could ruin his reputation, affect his work as a crow. Now that this is a part of him, nobody will take him seriously. He's not the perfect grandson at this point. He's just an abomination in his mind. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Because you know, in reality, I don't think that grandma would think that. All she wanted was her grandson back. And now he's scared to face her because, one, he thinks that she will judge him. Because, I get it, she's first talent. The crows are very strict. Also thinks, oh, if I confront my cousin, I'm going to get my grandma killed. And then also, I already lost my cousin because he betrayed me. And then he's going to be alone. He's scared of looking like a failure and being alone. He can't handle it, which is why he keeps closing everything off. Because he thinks if he gets involved with more people, it's just another chance to lose more people, which is why he doesn't want to romance Rook. He's trying to keep a distance from the Veilguard. Like, I know he acts like he doesn't want to be friends with everyone, but like, look at how he interacts with everybody. He's buying groceries for everybody, you know, and cooking for everybody. He cares. It's just that he's scared to let his guard down because he's like, these people are real and they could be friends, and the next thing you know, I will lose them. This is how I saw Solus in Inquisition. He's a lonely guy, and the fact that I get it, he's an asshole or whatever, and like, you know, everything he has done, I understood him as like, he's scared to be alone because in his mind, this world isn't real and he can't get attached, but he doesn't realize that like he's able to start a new life and just like let it be. And this is the same thing with Lucanus. He doesn't realize like there is a way to live. Don't know if we'll ever get respite. Let's be honest here. Don't know if it's possible because I don't even know what's going on with the blood magic. But there's a way to live where he doesn't have to be scared. But the problem is he cannot let his guard down because that's how he grew up. Oh my god, I'm feeling more sad. I don't like this.
Where's my grandson?
Tenderness and terror, rage and relief. Old stale fear of disappointment.
This is the Fade, so this Katerina is a spirit? Something like that?
No, Lucanus is mine. They won't dare. Thoughts live here. Ideas, feelings.
It's his feelings.
She's his idea of Katerina then. Katerina, Lucanus is trapped, but I think you're part of his way out.
Your love can free him. He's in your shadow. He thinks he failed you. It's all of these things. Let's be real. This man has so much pressure right now. Is this mean to say? Because I do think he thinks he failed, which is why he's like so depressed. But he also needs affection too, which I imagine is not easy for him if he's never had affection in his life. I mean, I'm not talking about romantic affection, just like from your family, because his parents, he died at a young age. Like, he doesn't know what that's like. He has nothing to go off on. And you're in a family where you're famous for being assassins, and assassins don't really hold emotions because you have to kill people all the time. He thinks he failed you. Let me just say that.
Lucanus thinks he disappointed you. With that chaining him, he can never be free.
Is that what you want? To release a demon?
Lucanus is the one who's trapped by the idea he failed you. But you know he's not to blame.
He's also not a demon.
My
Come on, don't
poor
think of you like that. Lucanus. He thinks he's just like a demon, a terrible thing.
Promoted from flying vermin to malicious spirit. Whatever will you become next, I wonder?
And you are raised into the heavens to join the gods. Perfect and exalted. A murder of crows at your feet.
I shouldn't have let myself fall asleep. This was my mistake. Spite is here. Yeah, he wants control. He's somebody who wants control in his life because he's used to having he's the one who makes the decisions. Like, if you take the analogy of being an assassin, you're in control in that situation because you're the one who's responsible for taking a life or leaving it alone. And generally speaking, we're always taking a life as an assassin. And he has no control when it comes to spite, which is why he's avoiding him. Huh? Harding? Uh-oh, hang on. If I cannot see— yes, see! If I cannot stay in control, spite is waiting. Low-key, spite hasn't really done anything yet. The most is, like, he tried to leave through the crossroads, but, like, I don't see anything, like, where I'm like, this should be alarming. Like, with Justice straight up killed people. You know, he was a terrorist. Like, that's the problem with Anders and Justice. But so far, I don't see anything terribly wrong with spite. I might be crazy, but I don't know.
Don't worry, Rook. I've got my eye on the prisoner.
You've conjured up a friendly face, Lucanus. But your real friends and allies need
yeah,
you in
now
the real
remember,
world.
Harding doesn't
Rook,
think of him
are
as a bad
you
person
sure
anymore.
Spite isn't tricking you? What if there's no Lucanus, just the demon?
After a year in the ossuary, you might believe that. But you're no demon.
No.
Look around. This isn't the mind of a human being, let alone an Antivan crow.
All minds have scars. Like, let's be real, everybody has trauma. And not saying like it's like, oh, it's a badge of honor or anything like that. It's just, unfortunately, it's something that people have to go through. Like, even real life, sometimes you have to go through things. But the thing is, you keep on living. You move forward. And I can't help but think of, I think it was in Inquisition when Varric was talking to Solus. I might put the clip in the Let's Play if I can find it. But Varric was basically telling him, you know, people move on. Even though all these bad things are happening, the thing you can do right now is just move on, because that's how you win at life.
You truly are content to sit in the sun, never wondering what you could have been, never fighting back.
You've got it all wrong, Chuckles. This is fighting back.
How does passively accepting your fate constitute a fight?
In that story of yours, the fisherman watching the stars, dying alone, you thought he gave up, right?
Yes.
But he went on living. He lost everyone, but he still got up every morning. He made a life, even if it was alone. That's the world. Everything you build, it tears down. Everything you've got, it takes. And it's gone forever. The only choices you get are to lie down and die or keep going. He kept going. That's as close to beating the world as anyone gets.
Well said. Perhaps I was mistaken.
You pretty much spite people because you're like, I'm still living, I'm still going. Even though this bad thing happened to me, fuck you, I'm still going. That was Varric's message to Solus. And I feel like it's the same thing with Lucanus. Like, obviously you need support, but don't let this define you. You have to keep on living and moving forward because your life is your life and you can be in control of that. You know, it's okay that things happen. Sometimes they have to happen, they just happen, but you move forward.
Look, everyone has unwelcome thoughts, fears, doubts, but they aren't us. You chose to challenge a god, Lucanus, to save the world. Your choices, your actions, that's who you are.
You know that's the kind of attitude that's gonna get you killed, right?
I'll risk it. I have a master assassin on my side, don't I?
Just be careful.
Yeah, he's still in denial. Okay, that's one. I'm excited to hear what the other...
I get one of you back, only to lose the other.
Ilario, shut the fuck up. I hate this guy. You'd have to kill me and Spite would die. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the other...
I was supposed to have a useful demon,
companions like he thinks of him.
I have a useless abomination. Wonderful!
Who's that? That's Nev. Okay, hang on. Before I talk to Nev... Any, like, notes or anything? I was distracted. That can't happen again. I need to get my head on straight. I'm better than this. Oh, honey. He's got too much pressure on him. I didn't want you to see that again. I'm not this. I cannot be this. And then he thinks, like, for whoever his loved ones are, like, example, if he's gonna romance my Rook, he wants the best version of himself to show in front of her, not like this broken, possessed demon guy.
Hey, Rook. Should you be here? Can't say it's the safest place in the world.
Strangeness and charm. Something familiar and foreign at the same time. With a little guilt.
Somehow I thought Lucanus would think of Nev as being more... Tevinter?
Tevinter? People come in three kinds. Family, enemies, contracts.
I hope that's just spite talking. Nev, you need to let us pass.
You know how he is, Rook. Even if you open the door, Lucanus won't walk through it. This is where he wants to be.
I'm surprised. Why is Nev's hair up? Anyway, ooh, I can call him out. Well, I think he needs kindness at this moment. That's just my opinion.
Lucanus always has a choice. If he can't see that, I'm here to show him.
You really think you can help him? You're such a sap, Rook.
I think it's time you stood aside and let me try.
That's who Lara is, because she's been there. She knows what that's like. And being a crow herself, she knows.
It's the rarest of all demons. Most challenging to cultivate. Conditions must be perfect.
Oh, so they wanted an envy demon? I mean, that's pretty close to spite, I guess.
Even if it kills you.
Oh, not this guy. She came after me. She came after Katerina. She will come for you too. Cousin, what about you? My baby.
Rook, you're too good to be wasting your time in a place like this. Forget about my cousin. You've got much more important things to worry about, don't
yeah, like
you?
punching you in the face.
You got the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Sharp, jagged edges. Hurt with every breath. Grief and relief.
Yeah.
Hope and anger mixed.
Lucanus, you don't owe Ilario a second thought, much less a supporting
Right,
role.
this guy. Sorry, but...
Put us here.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to Spite.
You've got to leave this be, Rook. You turn my cousin loose, it's only going to cause more grief.
Grief for who?
I think Ilario will be feeling that grief. Right, Lucanus?
You know that Katerina had 5 children? 8 grandchildren. All dead now, except for Lucanus and me. Last time the Crows fought a war of succession, House de la Morte lost everything. Except the seat of First Talon. This time, we fight ourselves. What will be left then? You think you'll survive? Your friends? Your cause?
Don't let him speak for you, because I know this is like him afraid to lose his family, but even though he is, and I understand, like, losing his family's all, because all he has is his cousin and his grandma, but you have to realize at this point, this is not your family anymore. This guy's willing to, like, sell you out, to put a demon in you, and, like, have your grandma kidnapped. I don't think he's your family anymore.
This scum doesn't get to speak for you, Lucanus. Everything that's happened is his fault.
Yeah, him.
Is it? Are you sure?
And if it's not, I will help him, okay?
Do you really think he made a deal with a demon? He's not even a mage. Or do you think maybe he just found the one there already? He'll carry this prison with him forever. And he'll fill it with corpses given time.
We need out.
You know, friend from foe, you deserve a better cousin. You don't know the future. Well, first of all, he's smart enough to... He knew that his cousin was acting shady, so I don't... deep down inside, I think he knows.
You're an Antivan crow, Lucanus. A professional. Trained to avoid collateral damage and go after the real enemy.
You have no idea what the consequences will be.
And that's
Whatever
why we'll
they are,
face them.
Lucanus,
Yeah!
I'll be there to help you.
Girl, I'm not giving up on this guy.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
Who's that? It's Lucanus. I was hoping to hear more of the Veilguard if they had opinions.
Here, Rook?
Repeating our rescue. I was looking for you.
I had to find you. If anything happened to you, I can't even think about it.
You should go. It's better I stay here than risk losing you.
You see? He breaks our agreement. His mind is still here. He wants to stay here, so he keeps me here.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Would I want to stay? Even in my head, this place is a nightmare.
Right, but it's a nightmare you already defeated. I get it now. As bad as the ossuary was for you, it was better than the alternative.
What alternative?
The ossuary, Zara. You could solve those problems with a blade. But healing again?
Yeah.
Living as an abomination?
He's traumatized.
There's no
he
simple
can't.
answer there. And if you fail, you could hurt the ones you love.
No. This is not. Damn it, Rook.
Make him leave.
Yeah, and Spite's pissed because he's like, when you go back into his mind, he's stuck in the ossuary, and then this dude's like, great, I'm stuck here too. Like, I didn't ask for this. Ooh, make him leave. You're not helping Spite. He will eventually. Well, listen. Oh, God. He will you need to help him. Spite, if you want to help, you better help, okay? Stop complaining.
He's trying to leave, Spite. It's complicated. Mortals can't just change ourselves.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
Rook, you're right. There has to be a way through this. It's just so much. I cannot see how to begin.
I get it. You're angry.
Start small, you and Spite. Figure out a goal you can both agree on, then make it happen.
A contract?
Contracts are for clients. Call this an alliance. But on what terms?
Ooh. Oh my God. This is the choices oh my God. Listen, I feel like the root of all of this goes back to the grandma because of him trying to be perfect and stuff. That really hurts him, which is why it delves into Ilario being jealous of him. So I think he really needs to go after the grandma to like heal that part of him. If we go after Ilario, I know he's gonna have to kill him. Like, I'm not stupid, I know that. But I don't know if that's the proper way for Lucanus to heal. Getting revenge? This is hard because, like, low-key, I do want to kill this guy too, like, just for him. Like, I'll do it. Give me the contract, I will do it. But I feel like deep down inside, he needs to heal with Katerina first. Because, like, that's where his persona of the demon of Virantium came from. Was from the grandma. See, I feel like there's no real right answer with this choice because, again, all of this is all trauma for Lucanus, so it doesn't matter where he starts. But I do believe saving his grandma is probably the best idea right now because killing Ilario will probably cause him more trauma. I don't know if there's a chance we can reason with this dumbass or something later on, but I don't think killing him is the answer. I don't know. That sounds crazy because we're crows, right? We're killing people, but this is a lot different. I feel like he needs to save his grandma and start there because that's where I feel like that's where the trauma started.
Didn't you just learn
Courage
your grandmother was alive?
to focus on saving Katerina.
What are you waiting for? Go
More
rescue her.
Bond.
That's true.
Fighting crows?
And anyone else that gets in our way. Do we have a deal? We free Katerina together.
Together, we will fight!
And they become one. Okay, Spite, see? This is all we have to do, just talk to him. I don't know why everyone kept saying, don't talk to Spite. It's so stupid.
Rook, are you alright?
Were we just staring off into space? How long have we just been standing there? We're fine.
It's okay. We needed a moment, but I'd say we're ready for anything. How long were we standing here?
Just long enough for it to get awkward.
You're sure you're all right?
They're like, what
We're
the
fine, Thea. Don't waste your worry on us.
Oh my god, that's
Can I trust
actually
the two
funny.
of you to keep an eye on Ilario? If he starts anything, I want to know about it.
I was going to do that anyway.
You're planning something.
I'm getting Katarina back. But Viago is right. We need more information
We
before
have to be
move.
careful first, yes.
Ilario panicked when I came back alive. If he panics again, he could actually kill her this time. We'll only get one chance at this.
I actually really like this. Again, I don't know how Spite is going to be for the rest of the game, but like I genuinely like the fact that we're not like demonizing, ironically, Spite. Like how it was with Justice. This is just like more like you're trying to work with him. You don't have to agree with Spite, but it's like, hey, we live in the same body. We gotta like deal with it. And Lucanus doesn't have a notion of where he's like, I'm gonna use Spite. And Spite doesn't have a notion to use Lucanus either. To me, it doesn't. He just wants to get out of here. That's like legitimately what it is. So I find this very interesting. It's very different from like what we've seen in terms of demon possessions throughout the series. When he learned that Katarina might be alive, Lucanus was locked in indecision about what to do about his family. With help from Spite and Rook, he has chosen to focus on freeing Katarina.
There's dangerous fanatics, then there's Aelia. She's loose in Docktown, and we're in the dark.
I know.
What's the plan?
The Threads and Aelia's Venatori are at war. That might slow Aelia down, but until I know her plans, I need to hear whatever information the Threads pick up.
What about Rana? Can she help?
I told Rana that Aelia's back. She needs the warning. As for help, Rana wants to be an example. Not sure where that goes anymore.
You're worried about her.
You're worried about her.
I'm worried about everyone. Tired enough to admit it.
Oh, honey.
Docktown's
You took the
protected.
Threads deal, Damas
What
likes
can the
you.
Threads
Oh, okay,
do
cool,
for
thanks.
Aelia's a pain for both of us. Let's talk.
We know people in this town. Neighbors. When they don't turn up on the rounds, we notice. Aelia used the Threads for dirty work. Stolen relics, muscle, spies. These people, they disappear.
And you don't know where to.
Aelia's good at covering her tracks. That's why you're here. I've got names of missing people, including those hardly anyone noticed yet. All yours, no catch.
They like me so far, so I'm not gonna accuse them of anything yet.
We can't let Aelia do this. If what she did to the Threads was an opening act...
We won't like the show.
This is war. We find Aelia, we kill her. Give the cult something to think about. You find her, you do the same. Docktown's ours.
To Docktown. From the people who breathe it, bleed for it, no one's got its back like we do.
To do whatever it takes to a fairer city one day. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna say this. I don't want to like commit to anything. I don't know.
To a better Docktown. And doing the best we can till then.
You go far.
Listen. Oh, Nev.
Hey, Davrin. We gotta talk about Solas's magic memory thing.
What? Why?
Why didn't you tell me you were a spirit?
Because I'm not.
I thought we were friends.
I'm not a spirit, Tosh.
Is that because people might think you're a demon? Because I'm from Ravane. We're okay with spirits.
But apparently not with listening. I am not a spirit.
Hey.
Tosh is so unserious.
You are.
Never said I was. But thank you, Tosh.
You know, the one thing this place could use is a bakery. If the lighthouse is feeling ambitious.
Hey, that would be kind of a good thing because Lucanus could cook for us.
Manfred. Articulation later. I thought I saw a slight stiffness where your humeral head meets the scapula.
What?
Feels like home.
Oh right, I bought something for her. I forgot about this. Here you go. I think that was Carding's quest. Me just getting a gift for her.
That spell Elgernon cast to save Gillenane, he didn't tap into the Fade. He tore a hole in the veil
and let the fade through.
Oh, I'm glad you
I
noticed
could
that.
study magic for 1,000 years and still not manage that.
That's why he's scary. He's the worst one. I'm afraid to fight that man later. Like, Gillidan is like, yeah, you know, she creates monsters, whatever. This dude, we don't know what he does. I just know he's crazy.
Supper in Docktown?
You're actually taking a break?
I've got leads to chase on Aelia and Docktown's missing people. A few sources will only talk if I'm alone. But if you're around after, you help me uncover all this. Supper's on me.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm glad
Come in.
she's liking me again.
Oh, great. Is it your turn to cook? What's all this gonna be?
Paella. Well, 2 of them. One without seafood for Emmrich. And a hazelnut torte for dessert. It pairs well with coffee.
Oh, he remembers my
Did you
favorite
make
drink.
dessert just for me?
There's enough for everyone.
As long as they don't mind having it with my favorite drink.
They won't complain.
You're so sweet. Oh, we're committing to the, okay guys, we're committing to the romance now. You're so sweet. I'm glad he remembers that. But also, did you hear what he said? No seafood for Emmrich. I don't know what the reason. I'm just assuming he doesn't like it. But he listens to everybody, you know? Like, whatever they need and stuff in terms of, like, food. Dude, his love language is making food for people. What a
You
sweetheart.
didn't have to do anything special for me.
Yes, I did. I still don't know how to apologize for everything.
What? You don't have to
And
apologize
you-
for anything.
You made dessert just for me.
It's nothing or not enough.
It is. And you are. And I'll have you know, I'm very easily bribed.
I'll keep that in mind.
Aw, he made food for us. I'm actually this is very sweet. A man who can cook. Oh my god. All right. Note from Emmrich attached to a copied out recipe. Lucanus, here's my mother's hazelnut torte. She made one every winter send. Oh, cake. Well, okay, this is the recipe for it. Oh, what if I made it? If this is a real recipe, I might make this in real life. Anyway, there's instructions on how to do it. Yada yada. Icing. Oh my gosh. Can also add. Yo, I think this is a good, legit recipe. I might try this in real life. We might try it. Don't know. Oh, it's from the Inquisitor. Okay. Rook, word has reached of your battle in Hosberg. Taking down the Archdemon Weishaupt was no small feat, and now, coupled with your victory over Gillidan's blighted dragons, fewer than 24 people in all of Thedas could boast of such accomplishment. News of your victory, of the Warden's victory, has no small impact on morale. Darkspawn swarm in numbers never seen in living memory, but there is a sense of hope, of optimism among those who had added their banners to our cause. Not all chosen allies openly interact with us. The Venatori and the Orlesian Royale army clash daily in Orlais. Val Royale is now under control of the rebels, and from where the Venatori launched their attack, the far east is Kirkwall, yet Orlais still refuses to join us. What, really? We've sent several companies to assist, but while the Orlesian troops don't attack them, they refuse to coordinate tactics. Paranoia, perhaps, from the past wars between Ferelden and Orlais. Still, the situation is dire. I only hope to recognize before it's too late. I guess it would be harder because I disbanded the Inquisition. I don't know, maybe because we don't have credibility anymore. Wherever, whatever ill luck may come our way from Orlais, fortune smiles on us in the east. Whatever you're up doing north, let's draw for some of the Antum off of the assault on our trade routes. Reporters have also begun to merge to attack on the Antum. The work of the Felicium Armada, apparently. I owe Isabella my gratitude. The relief from the Antum's piracy is welcome. Nevertheless, I can't help feel like this is the calm before the storm on all fronts, and the worst is yet to come. Yours, the Inquisitor. Don't say that! That's scaring me!
Thanks for tagging along, Rook. Those feelers I put out about the gloom howler turned up something.
Okay.
Evka, I got your message.
I figured you'd want to hear this. This is Davrin and Rook. You can trust them.
What's your name?
Should I make a joke? Like, I don't know. I don't think Davin would approve of that.
It's okay. We're here to help.
Nothing to be afraid of.
My name's Valia. When I heard about Weishaupt, what happened... I once trained to be a Grey Warden, but I left before the joining.
It's not for everyone.
Right.
It wasn't that. It's... I'm the one who found the griffin eggs
Oh.
before they hatched.
I've got about 1,000,000 questions. But why come to us now?
I knew some of the wardens who were caring for the griffins, Remy and Lancet. I think I know what killed them.
The gloom howler. It's a Grey Warden, isn't it? An elf.
But that's all we know.
Yes. Her name was Aelia. I found her diary. She was a mage.
Oh.
She blighted all the griffins during the fourth blight.
What?
Upon direct orders from the first warden at the time. She had no choice.
No wonder
This was
she's
centuries
pissed.
ago.
And she's like, I could save them instead. Why blight the griffins?
Why would they do that?
In her diary, Aelia said the blight was going badly. The wardens couldn't win. They turned to blood magic. The griffins fought harder, longer.
I see where this is going.
Aelia didn't want to do it. But orders were orders. It won the war.
But then...
The griffins became rabid. They turned
They had
against
to
the
kill
wardens.
them.
So then the first warden turned against them.
He ordered them all destroyed.
That's why they're extinct.
Listen, Steve Harvey comes to mind, but oh my god. That's awful. So the reason why they're extinct is because of themselves to begin with. That explains why she's so pissed off and thinks like she can save them.
I can understand why this Aelia is so pissed.
She felt betrayed by the wardens forcing her to do it. As penance, she hid the remaining eggs with a protective spell. I followed the clues and found them.
That was 400 years ago. She shouldn't even be alive.
Her last entry said she left for her calling.
Then she's probably in the deep roads. Blighted. Twisted.
Hassan? I was there the day you hatched. You've grown.
He's a flirt.
Careful. He's a shameless flirt.
That's because he's such a pretty boy, isn't he? I remember feeding him gingerwort truffles as a baby.
Ah, so you're the reason Davron's been hunting mushrooms instead of monsters.
Anything for the prince.
I don't see a crown on your head yet, boy.
There should be. Griffins give the wardens hope. Something to rally around after Weishaupt. Please find his brothers and sisters. Whatever it takes.
We will.
We owe them so much.
But yeah, honestly, it makes so much sense
Stay
why
safe, Hassan.
the gloom howler is pissed off. I would be pissed too if you're forced to do crap like that, and then in the end you get every
This is
griffin
good
killed.
information, but it still doesn't tell us where the gloom howler is.
No, but the other wardens will keep looking. The gloom howler, Aelia, can't hide forever.
She's still looking for a son, so she'll pop up somewhere. Oh. Yeah, okay. I guess because I cleared out this area, now nobody's gonna really attack me, which is kind of good, you know?
Everything's calm. Looks like the candles worked.
Hell yeah.
I see some of my colleagues have begun the renewal of the vows.
I'm glad I did this side quest. It's like I was constantly getting attacked by skeletons here.
Now, what do you have to say for yourself?
What happened?
Did I miss something?
Since we're here to gather flowers for the dead, I thought I'd teach Manfred some plant names. But I just caught him attempting to wade into a rose bush.
What? Poor thing. Be kind to gentle Manfred.
Emmrich, how could you stay annoyed at that face? Skull.
Oh, Manfred. Whatever will happen to you if I pass on?
If?
Ah, there's something I'd like to talk about.
Oh.
Do you know what a lich is, Rook?
Doesn't ring a bell.
A lich is a mage transformed into one of the undead while retaining their true, original consciousness. The idea fascinated me when I was younger. For years, I researched and experimented, spoke with spirits and mages.
Interesting, because it was fear of of death, right?
I found them.
Who?
The Lich Lords of the Grand Necropolis. Necromancers before me who'd transformed themselves into true living dead.
That's terrifying. You must have been excited. You're joking, aren't you? That's trouble. I mean, that must have been exciting for him. But I can't help but think of, like, Johanna Hesenkost. Didn't she want to do the same thing, too?
Well, not everyone gets to meet their idols.
Oh, but I was nervous. The Liches are the great protectors of the necropolis. Bulwarks against forces that threaten creation. After years of tests and rituals,
Look at
they
Manfred.
granted me my desire.
What is he
the
doing?
right to attempt lichdom.
Are you serious? Don't. Congratulations, I think. Well, if it makes you happy. My thing is, like, listen, I don't think Emmrich is like he's gonna do something bad with it, but I feel like it kind of harbors his trauma of, like, the fear of dying, ironically, because he is a born watcher, but, like, that fear from, like, losing his parents, I feel like that's more tied to that than him being like, I want to be a lich mage. Like, I don't think it's that, so I'm just gonna question it a little bit.
Well, that's great for a necromancer, right?
It is a singular opportunity.
Good?
Lichdom is an incredible honor. Immortality, prestige, the most hallowed ranks of the Watchers, as well as a chance to be of service past my allotted years. But there are considerations. Come, we have flowers to gather for the dead.
Okay.
Okay, but I've got questions.
Blue creepvine. This will do nicely.
This is kind of cute,
Emmrich,
just picking
aren't
flowers.
most
to this
undead
guy.
just random spirits inside corpses?
Liches are different. It wouldn't be a spirit acting in my name. My true consciousness would be housed in my departed flesh.
How?
The Order must keep some secrets.
Okay, yeah, I kind of get that. If I was a Morn Watcher, maybe he would have shared that with me.
Moon blossoms, famed in verse and song.
This man is so romantic, damn,
Smells
bro.
like perfume. Do liches have a sense of smell?
I've been told that while some of my senses will dull, others will become available. Other than that, I can't say if the flowers would still hold their bloom for me. Lichdom serves a purpose. There are dark things in creation, threats to both our world and the Fade. The Liches of the Necropolis have the insight and the abilities to oppose them.
And you're joining them when?
Certain elements have held me back. There's no ready instructions for Lichdom. The steps must be discovered on one's own over years to be fully understood.
Does the spell to become a lich kill you, or do you have to...
No, mercifully, that falls to another Watcher. After my death, my soul will be drawn back into my body instead of moving on to whatever lies beyond.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of like you have to wait to die first, and then it's not like they kill you and then you do it.
So, what's holding you back from lichdom?
Even with all my preparations, there's a chance I could die permanently during the rites. What cowardice! A promise of immortality, an end to all my fears, and the final veil stays my hand.
If you want to risk it so you could die, that's awful. Fear of dying makes sense. I mean, listen, I still understand why he's scared of it.
That's reasonable. Lots of people are afraid of dying.
Is it? When it keeps me from what I most desire? Traditionally, candidates for lichdom face one final sifting of the soul. If they avoid it, you saw my old colleague.
Hesenkos. She's a lich.
A half-lich, though that
Makes
hasn't
sense.
diminished her powers.
Right.
Until I stop her plans, I won't possess the peace of mind for lichdom.
You need to deal with
Why
your
don't you
traumas
select
first.
the next flowers, Rook?
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, cool. I get to pick.
What's a half-lich exactly?
Johanna attempted the rites of lichdom and failed. Stuck in her in-between state, she is supremely dangerous, but can't learn any new magic.
No wonder Hezenkos was shouting so much.
Oh, she's always been that way.
Oh.
What about the sifting of a soul that Hezenkos avoided?
The spirits of the necropolis judge whether a candidate is worthy of the power and responsibility of lichdom.
How'd she become a lich without it?
I shared some knowledge when we were colleagues. She apparently put together more than I knew.
Ooh, he's gonna put the blame
it would
on
be
himself.
Just like her to skip the rituals, the cleansings, the preparation.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut him off. I'm sorry.
Hezenkos is pretty harsh on spirits.
We made allowances because of her discoveries. Too many. Spirits are not things to be disposed of.
You really care about them?
They're so susceptible to the world's whims, Rook. Some spirits are dangerous, but how quickly most respond to a bit of kindness or care, or simple attempt to understand.
He's honestly really sweet.
For all she's done, I can't condemn Johanna for attempting lichdom. That freedom from mortality, that divorce from fear. And of course, time to read all of one's books.
Right.
Every mage's dream.
But how she's abused her abilities. Are my intentions enough to fare better?
Worrying's a good sign.
Yeah, I think you have a conscience in that regard. You're scared you're gonna turn out like her. So at least like you have a conscience to know like, hey, maybe this isn't the right decision, which is why he's hesitating. So I get it.
We have enough flowers. There's something I'd like to show you.
Okay. Sure, show me.
Here we are.
Oh, so these flowers are for...
Yes. If you could place them on the graves,
it's
please.
It's his parents, isn't it? It's his parents.
In memory of Rupert and Eleonora Volcarin, they walk eternity hand in hand.
Oh.
After I became a watcher, I erected a proper shrine to my parents. When I come to talk, I like to think they listen.
I'm sure they do.
Well, don't be shy.
Oh, this is cute.
Introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rook.
Rook, it's a pleasure. Do you remember your parents?
Some memories are bright. Others are akin to those dim, early morning dreams one gets sometimes. Lately, I wondered what they'd think of our current course, the choices ahead.
Your lichdom.
What would they have wanted me to be?
Whatever you want. Good question. No idea. Doesn't matter. Honestly, if you're a parent, you always want the best for your kid. And speaking as a parent, I always want the best what's for my son, even though, you know, he's a baby. He don't know what he wants yet, but I know there will come a time when he becomes his own person. I will probably disagree with him on something. But the thing is, what I'm always going to be thinking in the back of my mind is, as long as it's making him happy, he's being safe, and he's not hurting himself or anyone else, it'll be fine with me in the end. So I would like to think your parents would like the same thing.
I can tell you what I think they'd want you to be.
What's that?
Happy.
Yeah.
You could always speak with your folks, couldn't you?
My parents last saw me as a boy. By the time I mastered my corpse whispering, I was a man. If I woke them, there might be a flash of recognition, or... Besides,
He's
if I
scared to
speak
talk
to too
to
many
them.
other spirits, Manfred might grow jealous.
Oh, honey, don't be afraid.
He'd be impossible.
He is.
I
He's
agree.
so scared to... Oh, because there's so much trauma there. I get it. You know, he saw his parents die, but he's scared to talk to them because he's wondering, like, maybe my parents don't approve of, like, what I've become or something, right? Oh, Emmrich. Damn, everybody's making me sad in this video. Emmrich reflected on his desire for lichdom and the dangers he'd face becoming a lich. While gathering flowers in the Grand Necropolis Gardens, placing a bouquet on his parents' grave, the senior necromancer mulled over his past and future, grateful to have company. Oh, that makes me sad though. Like, he shouldn't think like that, but I get it. You haven't seen your parents in so long. you don't know what they'll think of you anymore. What the hell is this?
What do we have here?
Frostbound Dark with a, okay, huh?
It's a meditative puzzle on the echoes of our actions.
You know the solution?
It needs to be discovered if it's to have any meaning.
All right.
That thing you said about Gillenane, it jogged a memory. A warden claimed he found his way under a mountain, saw a pool that merged creatures into new, terrible forms.
Right. That matches some of the legends. They say she healed people in those pools.
Right,
That
yeah,
warden,
yeah.
his story, it could have been demons or just nightmares of a bad time, but now I wonder.
If that was what
Well, we haven't found one
was
yet,
true.
so let's hope we never do.
Haha, I'm sure they're out there. It is Gillenane after all.
You know, Tosh, I discovered a large jar inlaid with a golden flame pattern at that Kunari burial site I examined. I presume it was for storing specific organs after death?
No, the Assolitar doesn't hold anything. It stays empty. Like the body is empty now that the spirit is gone.
Ah, it seems you know something about ancient Kunari customs after all.
What? No, that's... Everybody knows that.
Apparently not. I didn't know that.
Hey, Rook. I was planning to take us on to the woods in Arlington soon. Want to keep us company?
Sounds good to me.
Hassan will be glad to hear it. Needs to stretch his wings.
This smells amazing. Does all coffee smell like this? Or just the stuff you make?
Coffee has a distinct aroma, if that's what you're asking.
Sorry. It was really rare where I grew up. And expensive.
First time for everything.
Try everything once. That's what I say.
I want to, but sometimes I just like having what I like.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, true.
So, Harding.
I
what
love
do
that
you
he has
think?
a whole coffee bar behind him.
It's... delicious.
I don't believe you.
Really selling it, Harding.
Hey, I've known some liars, and I am definitely not it. And this stuff, it's good. It's warm.
I won't be upset if you don't like coffee.
He really wouldn't.
I know, but sorry. It's just this
She's
thing I
just
do
trying
sometimes.
to be nice.
Acting so people will like you?
It sounds terrible when you say it like that. I know I don't need to do it. I just do.
Harding, you don't have to please everybody. Yeah, she's definitely a people pleaser, which I get. Which you don't have to be.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. Be yourself.
Guess I can't help it.
You must have been pretty tiny as a child.
Where'd that come from?
What the hell was
A
that?
tiny dwarven girl in a land of large human farmers.
Oh, yeah. I probably learned pretty quick that things worked out better if people liked me.
Oh, honey.
If they agreed with me, or I agreed with them.
Some people like cream or sugar in their coffee.
Maybe coffee just isn't my thing.
Give her tea.
So the legends about Gillenane, creating the howler, healing pools, they were true, but twisted.
Yep.
Wonder if that's true with Elgranon too. I really hope not.
And that's what I'm
Why's
scared
that?
of.
Well, they say he can move the sun and the moon, which seems bad for a lot of reasons.
Oh, great. Well, powerful people claim a lot of tricks they can't pull. Here's hoping he's one of them.
I hope you're right.
What the is going on down there?
You gotta move!
Oh!
The gods demand move!
I was gonna say, that's why I think he'll control time, because essentially that's what they'll do. I didn't mean to press that.
Well, I'm late. Tried grabbing something from Hal's on the way, but the fish fry's not running. So much for supper.
What have you been doing?
Chasing leads. On Aelia's Venatori, Darktown's missing people, and anything that might come close.
Find anything?
Plenty. Something I can use is another story. So here we are, I'm out of leads, and you're at that supper I promised.
We'll get through this.
Don't worry about it. And this case, well, we'll get through it eventually.
Yeah. I could use a walk. And some rocks. You up for it?
Rocks?
Yeah.
What do you mean by rocks? Throwing it? Like...
So, rocks. Look for good ones.
You were serious about this?
You'll see why.
Okay.
Why are we doing this?
You know what they say. Leave no stone unturned.
Really?
No.
Girl, what are we gonna do? Skip rocks? That's all I can think.
You know, when I say we'll get through, I believe it.
I know you do.
You don't believe me?
I'm skeptical on a good day, and lately...
No.
I get it. She's struggling right now, so I'm not gonna like hold it against her. It's not called curse because of the wrecks. It's if a smellier can't handle the rocks and shallows, then they should have hired better, and no one's crying. But the blood's in the sand. Do you think it's thinned the veil? Do you think nothing crawls its way through? It's worth a speck of gold? The F are they talking about? Okay, where's the last bit of stone?
All right, time to put these rocks to use. Come on.
How are we doing?
With the rocks or in general?
Let's stick with the rocks.
In that case, so far so good.
A win for us.
I guess it is. Over here. I'll take you to my usual spot.
Okay.
Fancy.
Isn't it?
Is this what you do when you're out of leads?
Skipping rocks.
I'd look over my notes, but I've got them by heart. I just need to clear my head.
Take all the time you need, it's okay.
Stepping back can't hurt. Clear minds get things done.
If only they stayed that way. You can't count on a lot here. When I started, I wasn't going to save Minrathus, never mind Thedas. But if I could take a job and follow through, well, maybe people could count on me.
Oh, honey.
But at the end of the day, what have I done? What sticks? Venatori everywhere, Aelia waltzing back into town. I'm fighting, Rook. Sometimes it feels as though the city itself stabs me in the back.
No answers as usual. I mean, yeah, I get it. I don't know.
I've been told I've got an answer for everything. Only I don't for this. Or a lot of things. And I don't think it was a compliment.
Aren't we a pair? Getting mixed up in my problems. Can't say it's the smart
Girl,
play.
you're my friend. It's okay.
Rana's partner, Brahm. Where did it leave him? Where does it leave you?
Skipping rocks with a friend.
She thinks she's not dependable.
She was there. We didn't see her.
Huh?
This worked?
Maybe.
Okay.
Willing to chase a long shot? We need to get to the spillway.
You've got something on Aelia?
She was there. We just didn't see her.
At the spillway?
At the relic deal. When Aelia controlled Damas, she mentioned Bataris and the stolen relic. Why bring that up? Why would she care?
Right.
You think she was involved?
Or one of her puppets. She's been careful, but there may be something to pick up at the site. A witness. Anything.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
So we're returning to the scene of the crime, where we fought Bataris?
It's just a hunch, but it's the best I've got.
Let's check it out. What's the plan?
Bataris had a red lyrium relic. Those don't play nice with the Veil. The Viper left me a piece of one. Remnants fade with time, but if we got here soon enough...
There might be something left over.
Remnants. We've got them.
Fainter than the ones we found before, but I'll see what I can draw out. Let's take a look. You got it. Echoes of greed, pride, our Venatori, but Taurus. I'm on it.
Oh no, it glitched. Nev? Crap.
The thread smuggler. But this feels scrambled. Two people's thoughts in one source. She wasn't a traitor. She was a puppet. Aelia moving goods to her followers. Look there. There's more. By the waterfall. We're close to something. I can feel it.
Skipping stones really worked.
I guess some of my plans pan out. You bet. This one's afraid. A witness? Someone else showed up too, after we left. If I can pull out more of an echo, a memory.
So Nev Gallus is back. Tell me what you saw.
Nothing, I swear.
Aelia.
No. In my head. Stay out.
A bystander. They must have seen the fight.
Then Aelia showed up.
Tell me, would you see this city rise? Be a thrall in service to its glorious rebirth?
Thrall? No,
Silence! Your will
belongs to the Venatori.
Kerr.
Damn it.
The risen god will unlock my true power. He's given me Vina Vitalis.
Elganon.
We start here.
That's a worse than Gillinane.
Vina Vitalis.
A rumor, an old Tevinter ritual to increase blood magic. Fake accounts appear on the black market. The real records were burned by magisters. It scared them. But if Aelia follows Elganon, if he could give her the trick, the Venatori are in power, but Aelia wants total control.
A blood ritual. Then the missing people... It's a lead.
But where? When? Who else does Aelia break before I track her down?
Nev?
This place means something to me. But what am I to it if I can't...
You protect Dogtown. You're an inspiration. No. I think people respect her. It's not a matter of like protecting Dogtown. People always look for her. Like, think about all the people that we've helped. They're always like, oh, it's Nev. Don't worry, Nev will save us. They're always thinking of her because they know that there's hope here. She's putting too much pressure on herself because she feels like has to be the savior. It doesn't have to be that way if you don't want it to look it like that because it's too much pressure for her. If she lets down people, because, you know, with the whole thing with the dragon taking over Minrathis, it doesn't have to be that way. You can just be an inspiration instead.
You'll catch Aelia again. Docktown's got someone looking out for them. They'll see that.
I don't need to be the hero. I just need them safe.
More concerned with stopping
I'm a
Venatori
sucker,
than being the
Rook.
hero.
Getting caught up in all this. Bad habit.
I know.
Then it sounds like nothing changed.
Is that pep talk?
It's a fact. I was going for simple. Next up, we find Aelia.
Right.
And after that, we kick her ass.
Yeah, she's afraid because she already let them down with the dragon. But she doesn't need to see it that way. She needs to see it as like people still look to her for help. And that's what she wants. She wants to help people. After a break at the docks, Nev returned to the scene of the relic deal to search for the leads on Aelia. She picked up on several remnants and revealed Aelia's plan to perform blood magic ritual using Docktown's missing people. Nev has questioned her place in Docktown if she could really help, but also realized she's not alone. I hope she realizes that forever. Okay guys, I'm gonna end this episode here. I'm really glad we finally committed to Lucanus, but like just understanding his character more, the way he reacts to things, it makes more sense. And then also I just find it so fascinating that Spite is like not this entity where we have to be fighting, we just have to work with him, and he's not even trying to like do anything, which is like really refreshing, you know, considering every time there's an abomination or like a possession in the Dragon Age series, it always ends in like something bad. So it's interesting that this time around, so far at least, Spite isn't trying to do anything like that. And then dealing with everybody else's problems. Emmrich, I feel bad for him too. Everyone's gonna make me cry. Nev, like damn, everybody's going through so much stuff and I just feel really awful about it. Anyway, we are gonna continue on with the companion quest because I still got the others to deal with. But yeah, I'm really glad we finally committed to Lucanus' romance. So hopefully we will get more scenes with him soon. I'm very excited to see that and just kind of see his interaction with Rook now that he's kind of like letting down his guard. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Dragon Age the Veilguard, remember to leave a like. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you guys know when I upload the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!